Early one summer morning, this quiet little neighborhood found itself invaded. For the next 9 days, this peaceful little cottage court, tucked away on a back street in Altadena, California, was taken over by a movie company. Not a big Hollywood crew, but a small group of independent filmmakers gathered here to make a little suspense drama and entertainment, but tackling an important social issue in the process. The challenge? To make a psychological suspense drama that touched on the long-lasting effects of child abuse, and do it in 9 days with very little money.
It's a story that it needs to be told in its entirety, I think.
Jill and Mary, just us two, found us a brick house that promised you'd keep us safe and start brand new.
Producers David Patine, Shanta Payne, and director E.L. Sanchez wanted to make a drama about a woman on the edge, one they hoped would hold audiences' attention despite the small budget.
It has truly been a journey from start to finish.
The cottage court setting was chosen for very practical reasons. One of the tenants was the screenwriter, actor, and executive producer David Patine.
I had no money, so I started with my cottage and what we could afford, and that's how we started.
Drawing from his experience as a teacher, Patine decided to write a story that was engrossing, even shocking, yet scarily entertaining.
Cupcake, didn't you hear me calling you? It's time to help Daddy with his bath.
In a business where a $20 million movie is considered a low-budget production, Nursery Rhyme wasn't even in the ballpark. The filmmakers realized that a different approach would be needed to make this film a reality. Director E.L. Sanchez, a veteran of low-budget exploitation films, jumped at the chance to direct a film with some substance to it. As it happened, his background provided him with exactly the skills needed for this project. His experience of working fast with very little money stood him in good stead on Nursery Rhyme, which was made under similar conditions. The script struck a chord with actor Janet Tracy Kaiser, who plays the lead role of Mary Hubbard.
I'm always drawn to dark subject matters for whatever reason. I love playing those kinds of roles. The story is so important. You get that and you've got the foundation for wonderful things.
Honey, does Daddy make you dinner?
This micro-budget field of filmmaking was usually the home for exploitation movies, specializing in cheap sensationalism. With Nursery Rhyme, the goal was to make a movie with substance under those same constraints and still maintain a certain standard of production value. Complicating the already tight 9-day shoot was the limited hours the team was allowed to film. In order to respect the tenant's privacy, the film crew agreed not to enter the property before 10 a.m. and would have to be gone by 10 p.m. each day. In order to meet this challenge, the producers knew they would need a crackerjack crew who knew how to work quickly, efficiently, without disturbing the tenants. The first person they called was director of photography Lawrence Malloy. They had worked with Malloy on 2 prior occasions and trusted him completely. They knew that if anyone could bring this project in on schedule, he could. While Malloy assembled his crew of grips, technicians, and cameramen, the producers began their search for a cast.
Casting is primarily what I do. I produce as well, but casting is my passion. I think I give underdogs in the industry a chance to shine.
Once Janet Tracy Kaiser was cast in the lead role of Mary, the rest of the cast soon fell into place.
I wish actually we had more time to explore all the characters, especially the way the actors are playing them.
So all the characters had their little quirks and interesting stuff.
So I thought I told you to get out of here. You think your phony sympathy and pitiful looks are helping me?
Decisions we had to make were, I guess, like, was he an alcoholic before his daughter died, or after his daughter died, or had he always been an alcoholic, I guess? And
the husband is somewhat of an ambiguous character.
She's safe. She's finally safe.
You know, Sarah, she's starting to doubt that. Have you done something to her? In the end, I'll leave it to the audience to decide, you know, if he was a good guy or a bad guy.
I enjoy playing this kind of asshole character. And my role in that film is a little bit different because I played a person who was deaf. But also, the characters being deaf had nothing to do with the film. It was just a character who happened to be deaf.
Where do you think your character would be today?
Dead, probably. I don't know.
I think having such a big part, which I'm so grateful to have. Previous to this part, I had maybe 2 days on a set, and I feel like a film actress now.
Cupcake, didn't you hear me calling you?
Throughout the film, flashbacks reveal scenes of Mary's childhood with her abusive father and enabling mother.
Was this your first blood effect?
Here, Mary was played by 13-year-old Winston Brown.
I really enjoyed it. I love doing characters like this. I basically just have to put myself in a place where I can be sad and think about what makes me want to cry.
All the little girls were awesome. They were really cool, and they were having a lot of fun on the set. You know, there was no animal abuse or child abuse going on this set. They were all having a, you know, giggling in between and having a really good time.
Well, here we are.
The script called for an unoccupied cottage. So David moved out, taking with him everything he owned, furniture and all. Being a small indie production with a tiny budget actually had one important advantage. The producers did not have to answer to anybody when it came to telling the story they wanted to tell.
I tell you, we've got the greatest cast and crew. I know everybody says that, it sounds so queer, but everybody's just been champs. They're just going to town with it.
Making a suspense thriller against a background of child abuse meant walking a fine line. The filmmakers took pains to respect the subject matter.
Some of the reactions of some of the crew when we filmed certain things in the storyline, you know, we definitely walked the line, and some people's eyes crossed the line. It made them uncomfortable.
There's a murder that happens, and I'd like to see how that's pulled off, from a cinematography standpoint. I don't think they're going to do it blunt and graphic. I think they're going to do it Hitchcockish, but I'm not sure. But anyways, I would just like to see how they do that.
What the filmmakers hoped to create was a movie experience that would stay with the viewers even after the final credits rolled.
Just judging from people's reactions to seeing footage and what's going on, there's just a really good feeling. I think that this project is going to be special.
I just wanted to thank everybody for being a part of it. It's been a dream come true.
And it was a pleasure working on this film. I had a really great time.
Oh, I've had a wonderful good time with everybody on the set.
Pretty much had the time of my life.
Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy Nursery Rhyme.